Here at MysteriousUniverse.org, there's a story by Nick Redfern entitled Skinwalkers in the Pentagon, Strange and Very Sinister. And Mr. Redfern begins. You may have seen the new book from James T. Lakatsky, Colm A. Kelleher, and George Knapp. Its title, Skinwalkers at the Pentagon, an insider's account of the secret government UFO program. The description for this independently published book reads as follows. Skinwalkers at the Pentagon unmasks the massive scope of the Pentagon's landmark UFO study that ran from the Defense Intelligence Agency in Washington, D.C. The Advanced Aerospace Weapons System Applications Program, or AWSAP, investigated the Tic Tac and other nuts and bolts UFO events, analyzed intrusions of UFOs onto U.S. military bases, as well as probed the plethora of bizarre phenomena that government investigators encountered on Skinwalker Ranch. There's no doubt that's a wild body of material. I'll be reviewing the book very soon. So I thought that while right now there's a deep interest in this creepy phenomenon, not to forget the government connections to the phenomenon, I would share with you the background on this undeniably dangerous beast. In the Middle Ages, the most feared of all the many and varied shapeshifters was the werewolf, and particularly so throughout much of Europe. Today, however, a very good solid case can be made that the Skinwalker is one of the most dangerous transformers of all. It is a creature that dominates the culture and folklore of certain Native Americans, that is to say, the Navajo, and to the extent that some will not even utter its name, for fear of it creating a backlash against the person who dares to speak the deadly word. But what exactly are these things that instill such fear in countless numbers of people? Let's take a look. The answers are many, but you might not be happy with what you are about to learn. For certain Native American people, the Navajo, for the second time going unnamed, the Skinwalker, tales of which date back centuries, is a definitive witch, shaman, that has the ability to change its form, and radically so too. And it is not just one specific type of beast into which the shaman can change, but multiple ones. While a shape-shifting Native American shaman can take on quite literally hundreds of forms, the most often reported guises are bears, coyotes, various types of birds, and at the top of the list, wolves. This latter issue, of course, emphasizes that the Skinwalker is not that dissimilar at all to the traditional European werewolf. Despite being separated by distances of thousands of miles, there can be no doubt that in recent times, at least, interest in the Skinwalker mystery soared in 2005. That was when Kelleher and Knapp penned their best-selling book, Hunt for the Skinwalker. It was a book which detailed strange and terrifying activity on a remote ranch in Utah. Activity which suggested manipulative skinwalkers had descended on the ranch, and who quickly began wreaking havoc. Maybe simply because they could. As well as experiencing countless UFO encounters and sightings of large and hairy Bigfoot-type beasts, the family also had confrontations with a huge malevolent wolf, a monster-sized animal, upon which bullets had absolutely no effect at all. As George Knapp noted in The Hunt for the Skinwalker, with regard to the many and varied phenomena that caused chaos and mayhem on the ranch, reality isn't what it used to be. For the Navajo, however, reality hasn't been what it appears to be for a very long time. The process by which a shaman becomes a skinwalker is a highly complex one, and one which involves several different processes. For example, shamans who are both learned and skilled in magical arts can transform themselves into a wide variety of creatures, and all by focusing on its image in their mind. Very often in the confines of their teepee. In most cases, however, a witch will secure the hide of an animal they wish to become and wrap it around their shoulders and back. By effectively wearing the hide, the shaman, slowly and step by step, becomes the very beast it specifically seeks to emulate. And so Native American teachings maintain that includes adopting its keen senses of smell and sight, its agility and speed, and even its complete physical form. Perhaps the most sinister aspect of the skinwalker is that it has the ability to supernaturally infect people with deadly diseases and life-threatening illnesses. Strangely, on more than a few occasions, those who have found themselves in the direct close presence of a skinwalker have in only days succumbed to very rare medical conditions. Precisely how the shaman can perform such a hostile thing is unknown. It is, however, worth noting that the skinwalker is said to have expert knowledge of medicine, both ancient and modern. No wonder the Navajo avoid them at all costs. And it is not just people who can fall victim to this dangerous beast. Animals, very often farm animals, have also become targets of these multiform creatures.